We're live. So
Yay!
yes. So I just want to really thank you and appreciate you for giving me some of your time today. I'm excited to get to know a little bit about you, and I love the fact that you are, if I can say it, breastfeeding right now.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
that's the true life of an entrepreneur.
Yes, it
This is
is.
what we have to do.
Motherhood. Like this is
Motherhood.
I think it's one of those things that people are so afraid of
Yes.
having children take you away from business, and I think that they should be a part of your life in business. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Oh,
we'll
so
survive, won't we, bud?
good.
So yes, this is Elliot. He's our little warrior babe.
Elliot, he is
Um,
so precious.
he was a NICU situation for us, but God is good. We are
Really?
here. We are healthy. So we are just so grateful that all of that went well. But yeah, that was a crazy
Yes.
season for my business too, and relationships
Mhm.
when you're not able to be where you were hoping to be.
Mhm.
Communication becomes so much more important. So I'm super excited for our topic today.
Absolutely. So I know that you are a business and a life coach. However, you speak on relationships, and I titled it Relationships and Priorities because you mentioned God is important,
Mhm.
yourself, and then your spouse. Before we get into that, how did you meet your spouse? How long have you all been together?
Oh, that's such a great question. So I actually met him at church. So it's one of those things that where you find yourself, you're going to find people that are like-minded. You're going to find people that
Mhm.
are, putting the same priorities first. There's power
Mhm.
in proximity. And
Mhm.
so my husband and I did meet at church. And then we spent more time on the volleyball court together, getting to know each other.
Okay.
So volleyball is a sport that we love to play together. So that's been super fun to explore. We've been together for as a couple about 5 years, but we've been
Okay.
married for just over three. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's
so it's
wonderful.
it's it's crazy, but God is amazing the way He brings people together too, right?
Yes, and you all had your one was it the first one's a girl, right?
First one's a boy, so I'm a boy
Oh, a
mom. I got
boy.
two boys.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
And
we do.
did you conceive like shortly after you got married?
So great question. I actually lost our first baby. We had a miscarriage for
Wow.
our first one, but God knows best. Loved
Yes.
loved the child while we had him, but it was very short.
Yeah.
And it was one of those relationship struggles that we went through too, where it's like, what did we do wrong? What did There was
Mhm.
absolutely nothing wrong. We made sure there was nothing we could do better. You always ask yourself those questions. What could I have done different? There was
Yeah.
nothing we could have done different, and it was just one of those things. But it was hard. It was hard, and I think that
Absolutely.
women are so prone to shame around
Mm.
that, and 1 in 4 children is lost due to
Yeah.
miscarriage for one reason or another. And I think it's really a blessing in disguise, because maybe something would have gone wrong, maybe something would have been worse down the road. You don't know, but He does,
Yes.
and you just have to
Yes.
trust that and believe that. And that was my consolation through that. It took a lot of relationship communication for my husband and I, and for people that I was around too, because I didn't want to have them worry about when I said, hey, I had a miscarriage, I wasn't looking for pity.
Yeah.
It was more of an opportunity to educate and to
Mhm.
bless people, to a point of connection where it's like, oh my goodness, someone else I just met the other day lost 6 children due to miscarriage. So I mean, there are just some
Wow.
some warriors and some queens out there, and kings as well, because no one talks about how hard it is for the men in
Right,
that case either.
right. That's so
So
true.
I could talk about this topic forever, you guys. So I'm rambling. I'm so sorry, Johnna.
No,
So
no, no, you're totally fine. Are you healed
I
from
am.
that trauma? Because
Yes.
I wanted to talk more about that since you brought that up, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
One thing as mothers, as a new mother, as an experienced mother, I also had the same fear
Mm,
of, I didn't want to tell anybody yet because I didn't want them to I didn't I didn't know if I wanted to make sure my baby was safe first.
yes.
And then the shame thought, like, why is it that some of us feel ashamed
Mhm.
if we miscarry? Like that's
Yeah.
our fault. Like that I mean of course like some of it is people's fault if they end up doing
Yes.
drugs and stuff like that.
Yes.
But the other part, when you have no control of it,
Mhm.
and maybe how some mothers may feel when Mother's Day is going around and no one is talking about the mothers who've lost their child.
Yeah.
I just
That
think
needs to change. That
that
needs
needs to
to change.
change.
And it starts with us, right? And so I do have two beautiful children that I hold in my arms, but I do have a third child that I still am so grateful that I was
Absolutely.
blessed with for a short time. So it's one of
Mhm.
those things that I think it just starts with us being that change, Johnna, and being like, you know what, for that awareness purposes, I love doing the post on
Mhm.
Facebook or sharing in the video, a white heart and then two blue hearts, because I don't know what gender I lost, but I do have
Right.
blue. And so then people are like, what's the third heart? And I'm like, that's
Mhm.
for the other baby. That's for
Yeah.
that was my firstborn, right? That was my
Right.
first child. And you never, I think the other thing, the reason why women are so triggered by it is because we're the one that carries that life. We're
Yeah.
called to nurture and we're given the intuition of motherhood. Like there's just so much that science can't even comprehend. And it's because it's a
Mhm.
God thing, in my opinion.
Right. Mhm.
But at the same time, we're like, well, what could I have done different? Because I didn't want to lose that child.
Yeah.
Like we put ourselves in that place, and that's okay, because that we're
Mhm.
called to care for them. So I want you to know, if you're feeling that way and you haven't healed, or that was something recent for you, that's okay, but you
Mhm.
can't stay that way. That
Right.
child wouldn't want you to mourn forever and to be
Mhm.
pitied forever. They would want you to be strong for them, like you would have been strong for them had they been born, right?
Right.
So this is Elliot. I almost lost this one because I
Mhm.
had an appendix issue. My appendix was ruptured, and doctors sent me home. They didn't think it was appendix, and all sorts of crazy stuff. Right? We ended
Mhm.
up in the NICU because my placenta got infected. So my body was
Wow.
aborting the pregnancy. That wasn't my
Mm.
fault,
Mm,
right?
right.
It was one of those fluky things that you hear on YouTube that you're like, oh wow, that's crazy for her, but that was me. And this was the baby that I almost
He is
lost.
so precious. And
And
how did you
thank
feel in that
you.
moment?
I was afraid because it was something I couldn't control. But that's
Mhm.
where, with fear, comes courage
Mhm.
and faith.
Yes.
And
And
I'm
yeah.
grateful. I'm grateful for my faith, because that was the number one thing I clung to. I was like, you know what's going on. This isn't
Yeah.
funny. Your sense of humor is
Right.
not funny. But you obviously know what's going on.
Right.
And I had to surrender. I'm not saying it
Yes.
was easy, but I
Mhm.
went from having a home birth with my first son
Mhm.
to an emergency C-section at 31 and
Wow.
6.
And
So it's
that's
one of
so interesting. I was just about to ask you about
oh,
the whole I didn't even know you were even trying to, because I was like, people who want to do it all natural, how do they
yep,
know when it's like, you know what?
yep,
I want to do it natural, but if I have to save this child,
yeah.
I can't. So it's some women, what would you say to those women who are just
Oh, I
stuck?
love this question. I would say, at the end of the day, what's the goal?
Mhm.
A healthy child,
Absolutely.
a living child.
Yes.
It was 12 hours after labor had started for me. My water broke on Thanksgiving Day. Got to my in
Okay.
law's place 10 minutes after I sat down at the table to chit chat with the sisters, right? I was like, no, oh no. Like, I don't know if you know that TikTok song, oh no, oh no.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah.
no, literally, I was like, no. Yeah, so if someone could cue that in, that'd be great at this moment. But anyway, so
Yes.
12 hours later, I had zero water left. I hadn't
Mhm.
been able to, stop any of that. And I wasn't making any progress. He was breech.
All of your amniotic fluid was gone?
So I
Wow.
could either be stubborn and be like, I'm not going to do
Mhm.
a surgery and chance
Mhm.
him getting stuck,
Mhm.
or be like, you know what, I can heal, I'll take time, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, so what did I was like, shoot it to me straight, doc. And he was like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what needs to happen, this is what we should do. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
there's
And
no there's no
yeah.
second thought when you focus on the goal. So I would say to the woman that's trying to figure it out, focus on the goal. If there is a
Yes.
risk, or is there something that is that is you're not comfortable with, there's probably a reason. Trust your gut. God gave it to you for a reason.
Mhm.
And if you're not comfortable being in the hospital right now with everything that's going on, trust your gut. It's
Right.
there
And
for a reason.
yeah.
Everyone has a different birth plan, and that's okay.
Mhm.
Make yours your birth plan. Don't let
Right.
anybody else pressure you into what you don't want to do.
And I think that's a part of when you say you had to surrender, because it wasn't your original plan.
No,
It
it's
wasn't
not.
your plan. And sometimes,
No.
yeah, we have these thoughts and we have these plans and we want to do this way because we believe this is the best way to
Yes,
do it. And it takes
absolutely.
that courage that we would
Mhm.
not have been given the opportunity to have courage if that fear was not there. So that's the beauty
Exactly.
of fear. It gives you the
Yes.
opportunity to be courageous and trust that
Mhm.
source that doesn't come, that's within you. That
And
God source. So
yes,
I kind of want, because I know that we're on a time schedule, I want you to kind of
yes,
go over the priorities that you discussed with me, the God, the relationship with you, the one with your spouse. Can you kind of go over that?
absolutely. So, for anyone that's listening to this, we all have different priorities, but I'm going to share with you how I construct my life and business to honor mine. My
Hmm.
first priority is God. I'm a very religious person, and that's not something that anyone's going to take away from me. How do I honor that in my daily life? I make time daily. My Sundays, I really try not to do anything business because that's the Lord's day. That's
Hmm.
just how I am. I don't apologize for it. I apologize for any inconvenience, but I don't apologize for me being that way, right?
Hmm.
And so, if there's something that you have in your spiritual life that you aren't fulfilling and you're feeling called to do, put it in your schedule first.
Hmm.
First, right? Make it unmovable. That is something that you won't compromise on. It starts with habits, you guys, and it starts with the most important things in your life. So for me, number one thing is God. Next is me as a person. How am I showing up for myself? I can't
Hmm.
be a good mom. I can't be a good spouse if I'm not actually taking care of myself.
That's
What
right.
what fills your cup up? It's going to be different than me, but that's okay. If that's going to the spa, if that's hours
Mm.
in quiet, like I don't know what that is for you, but I need you to do some reflection and figure out what it is so we can make sure that that's a priority for you. And if this is something that you're scared to do, it's okay, but you still
Hmm.
need to do it. You still need to
Right.
do it. So then, as a spouse, I try to make sure that I know those things about my spouse as well. Um,
Hmm.
and for me, my spouse works away from home, so I guard my weekends with my life because I don't get time with him, and I need to make sure that I'm
Right.
nurturing that relationship that we have, because
Hmm.
we need to be a united force for our family before we worry
Right.
about anything else, right?
Hmm.
And to empower that, for all of you listening to, you have to make time for that relationship. It doesn't just happen. It takes
Right.
time. Anything worthwhile takes time. So
Right.
put it in first. If that's, an hour every night that you sit on the couch and talk to each other, at least a 15-minute phone call. Or, I've encouraged people to even send each other texts and be like, hey, this is my
Yeah.
intention for the day. This is what I'm setting out to do. I need your support and trust on this. And I love
Hmm.
you. Like, how different could we make the world if we just spread a little bit more love? And it starts at the
Right.
home. It starts with us, you guys. Um, and then lastly, it's going to come into being the provider, your business, right? So what do those relationships look like? How are you honoring and appreciating the people that you work with? Are they coworkers? Are they teammates? Are they, what does that look like? And how are you cultivating a relationship that honors who you are and honors who they are as well?
Right.
Right? It's not all about us at the end of the day,
Hmm.
but we have to focus on us first so that we
Right.
can support others in the
Exactly.
strongest way possible. So I know that was super fast. Hopefully you were taking notes. Otherwise,
No, I got it.
replay this, you guys, and watch that again. Just because without those fundamentals to start off,
Hmm.
everything else is going to crumble. And
Right.
it did for me. And it was one of those things that I had burnout. I had things like that happen, but I also had the opportunity to quit my job to focus on my priorities, and it's forever changed my life. So I'm living proof that this is the way to go, and I hope it encourages you to do it today.
Right. And I really appreciate you, Justine. We got like 1 minute actually, no more. Like
It's been
it's
so powerful though.
it's
Man,
been
this has
really
been
good.
great.
It's been good. I just want to know really quickly to
Yeah.
those people, because you just said something that was so important. Those people who feel like, well, Justine, you've been working all week. I mean, why can't you spend time with me on the weekend? But they don't understand that you
Mm,
haven't been spending time with your husband.
so good. I
And
get
you're,
that question a lot. How did you know?
because we deal with it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we do. So I guess the number one thing I do is try to let them into my world a little bit, because sometimes
Okay.
they can't see what's going on behind the scenes. So I
Hmm.
will just genuinely share and be like, oh my gosh, girls' night out sounds fantastic. However, I haven't had the opportunity to spend quality time with my hubby. So I'm going to have to pass on this one, but don't hesitate to invite me to the next one because maybe it'll work out. Keep me in mind.
Yes, that's an excellent
It's
response.
being grateful, right? Because
Hmm.
you still love those people, but
Yeah.
your priority is
Hmm.
still needing to be served. Now, if you've been able to spend time with your husband, you go out with the girls and have a good time. As long as your priorities are covered, then go and do that thing. But if they're not, don't
Hmm.
apologize for it. Be gracious and then humbly say, you know what, but keep me in mind in the future. And then no one's hurt.
Right.
No one's feeling cut down.
Hmm.
but they also know why too. Not that it's their business, but it's one
Right.
of those things that you're not ashamed about it. You should
Mhm.
proclaim that and be like,
Okay.
I'm spending time with my husband and I'm proud of that choice. And this is what my priorities are.
Okay. That's awesome. I'm
So,
going to just so you all know, Justine is a life coach and a business coach. And she's great.
thank
And
you.
I want to go ahead and put your website down here. And while what is your website real quick?
It's JustineMater.com.
Okay, and take a little
And
bit of time to talk about it, please.
oh, absolutely. And I'm actually even more, you'll find me easier even on Clubhouse. I don't know if any of you are on Clubhouse, but you can find that link to my Clubhouse in my Instagram bio. My Instagram handle is at Justine Mater HQ. So I would love to connect with you guys. I just think we're all able to do this. And if you take the bet on yourself and figure out what it is that you need to do, there's nothing that can stop you. And I'm all about helping you achieve that definition of success in your life and business.
All right. Thank you so much, Justine, and
Thank
everyone who is
you.
watching. I know you got somewhere to be, so
I
don't
do.
hesitate to just go up
I
and
have
do what you
another
got to do.
podcast. I know it's so crazy. I had like 4 back to back. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm
Oh,
podcasting today. So it's
okay.
been
Yeah,
great.
it's been
But we'll
great.
have to do this again, girlfriend. It was so great to be on your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Yes, goodbye.